Hey there and welcome back. Let's solve LeetCode 713, subarray product less than k. So given an array of integers nums and an integer k, return the number of contiguous subarrays where the product of all the elements in the subarray is strictly less than k. So example 1, we return 8 subarrays because each individual value and this nums array by itself is less than k, right? So that's 4 subarrays immediately, just like you see the unique ones here, 10, 5, 2, and 6. So what about the other 4? Starting from left to right, 10 times 5 is 50. That's less than k, which is 100. So now we're at our 5th subarray. And then 5 times 2 is 10. So then we're at our 6th subarray. 2 times 6 is 7, so we're at our 7th, 2 times 6 is 12, so we're at our 7th subarray. And then 5 times 2 times 6 is 60, so we're at our 8th subarray. And then notice how we can't do 10 times 5 times 2 because 10 times 5 is 50, 50 times 2 is 100, and that's equal to k, and the problem specifically wants the product to be less than k, right? So we return 8. Example 2 is an edge case that we want to really focus on. So if k is ever equal to a 0 or a 1, then we return 0. Because first off, if k is equal to 0 and we want the number of subarrays where the product is less than k is equal to 0. How do you find the number of subarrays with a product less than -1, okay? When the given input, all the values are positive as well. That's something to think about. And another thing is if k was equal to 1, we'd also return 0, right? Because now we want to find the number of subarray products less than k. Well, k is equal to 1, now k is equal to 0, right? So those are the constraints that we want to look for. Let's go ahead and navigate to the drawing board so we have a better understanding of our approach, okay? So like I mentioned before, each individual value is a subarray. Now we can start attaching. That's a subarray. We can't attach with this 2 here because that gets us to a product of 100, so that doesn't work. So we move on and we do this subarray here and this subarray, okay? We continue on. And we can do this subarray as well, okay? So the approach we'll be using is a sliding window technique, right? Where whenever the number of subarrays gets greater than or equal to k, so in this example right here, we want to shrink the window where we get rid of this 10 here, and then now we just have 5 and 2, which works, and we continue on, 5, 2, and 6, which works as well, okay? So let me go ahead and draw out this code here so we have a better understanding of the solution. All right, so define num subarray prod less than k, okay? And it takes in nums and it takes in k, right? So if k is less than or equal to 1, then we immediately just return 0, correct? Because that's the edge case, right? All right. If that case does not hold, let's go ahead and create our variables. So we have left, which is equal to 0. We have prod, which is equal to 1, because we'll be using this prod variable to dictate whether we should shrink our window or not. And we also want this count variable, which is what we'll be returning. It'll be the number of subarrays, right? All right, and let me fix this view here. So, all right. Okay, so now let's get inside of this for loop here. So for right, comma, so I'm gonna use enumeration, and enumerate prod times equals the num, right? Okay, so now we're building the prod variable to see if we need to shrink our window or not. So when do we shrink our window? While the prod is greater than or equal to k, we say the prod needs to shrink by the value that was found at nums of left, right? The left side of our window, right? And then now we need to shrink our window by saying left plus equals 1, right? And then along the way, we always need to account for the number of subarrays by saying count plus equals right minus left plus 1, all right? And of course, at the very end, we just simply need to return the count, all right? Let's go ahead and do a walkthrough so this makes sense. So we have a left variable defined and we have a right variable defined, okay? So right. All right, so far so good. Inside of this for loop, right? So prod times equals num. So prod times equals 10. So prod becomes 1 times 10, which is 10. We don't hit this while loop because prod is not greater than or equal to k, but we do update the number of subarrays. So count plus equals right minus left plus 1. So count now becomes a 1. So we continue on in this for loop. So right comes here, prod times equals num. So 10 times 5 gets us a 50. We don't hit this while loop because prod is not greater than or equal to k. Okay, so then now we update the count to be equal to right minus left plus 1. So count is equal to 1 minus 0 plus 1. Count is equal to count plus equal, so count plus equals right minus left plus 1. So right minus left, so 1 minus 0 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. So count plus 2 gives us 3, right? And doesn't that make sense? Because look, so far there's 1 subarray, there's 2 subarrays, and then now there's 3 subarrays. That's the importance of count plus equals right minus left plus 1. That's how you get the number of subarrays, okay, at that current iteration, okay? So we continue with the for loop. So right comes here, and prod times equals num. So prod becomes a 100. Okay, so while prod is greater than or equal to k, 100 is equal to 100, okay? So prod is equal to prod divided by nums of left, okay? So prod divided by nums of left right here. So prod is equal to 10, okay? And we say left plus equals 1. So left comes here. And notice how this will be a valid subarray because look, we say count plus equals right minus left. So 2 minus 1 gives us 1. 1 plus 1 gives us 2. So count plus equals 2 gives us 5. Okay? So now we're back inside this for loop. Right comes here. And product times equals num. So product times equals 6. So 10 times 6 is 60. All right? And this while condition does not hold, but the count does get updated. So right minus left, 3 minus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, so count plus equals 3. So 5 plus 3 gives us 8. And we continue the for loop and we terminate. So now we return the count, which is 8, right? And that's what we're expected to do. I want you guys to try this example by yourself and then also try another unique example by yourself as well. All right, let's go on over to LeetCode and let's solve this solution. So what is the first edge case? If k is ever less than or equal to 1, then we just want to immediately return 0, right? All right, otherwise, let's go ahead and create our variables. So we have left is equal to 0, prod is equal to 1, count is equal to 0. We'll be returning the count in the end, right? So I'll use enumeration. So for right, comma num, and our given num's input, prod times equals the num, right? So then while the prod is ever greater than or equal to k, that means we need to shrink our window. So first we divide prod by nums of left, right? So the left anchor of our sliding window. And then we shrink our sliding window by incrementing the left index by 1. All right, so no matter what though, we want to update the number of subarrays that we've tracked so far, which is equal to, which we do count plus equals right minus left plus 1, and then we just return the count at the end. So let's test these test cases. So it passes the initial test cases. Submit this, and wonderful, we have a working solution. So let's go back to the drawing board so we can discuss the time and the space, okay? Also, just FYI, I missed this update for the left pointer. So technically the left should be here. Okay, so the time is equal to big O of n, right? Mainly because of this for loop here. That's iterating through each num in the given input. And the space is constant, right? We're not creating any extra objects in memory, any extra objects in heap. So whatever platform you're on, like, comment, follow, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.